Hey everybody, it's Mr. Wilson. Today we're going to be talking about Le Montage. Now I originally found this video online and figured it would be a perfect example video for the introduction to Montage for obvious reasons. I knew it was well made and funny, but after watching it over and over with my classes I came to appreciate it even more. There's so many small touches that I would point out that I finally decided to make a video analysis of it so I don't have to keep saying the same things over and over. I hope that you were able to notice some of these things yourself. These small details are the types of things that separate a good production from a great one. The purpose of this video is not only to help you notice these details, but to get you thinking about the small details you could add to your productions to move them from good to great. Now before we watch this video, you are asked to count the number of montages that you noticed. How many did you count? 5? 6? 7? How about 8? Here they are in order, so see if you caught them all. First, the morning routine montage, then the going to the store montage, the shopping montage, falling in love, falling apart, working out, getting smart, and dressing for success. From the very beginning, we noticed the syncing of the music with the editing. We begin with a montage that is synced and split screen. This is not the only time they sync their music with their editing, but it is the most clear example. Another thing the opening montage does is reveal the protagonist, or main character. This could be a boring morning routine montage if it were simple things someone would do in the morning. However, this character does some very odd things. This lets us know right away that this will be a humorous video and also introduces us to the main character and reveals him to be fairly silly and immature. We also end the montage with a nice touch in their sound design. Sound design really describes all the audio in a production, but specifically, people tend to talk about sound design as all the sound that is not music or dialogue. Sound effects and ambient background noises added in post-production are part of sound design. Now see if you can catch this small, nice touch. Did you hear it? As he digs his heel into his shoe, we hear a sort of cartoon squeak. Obviously not the actual sound his shoe made, but added in post. There are many examples of great cartoon-like sounds added to this video. Again, small touches that really add to the entertainment and production value. We're then introduced to the other characters who will serve as a bridge between most of the montages. I also find the use of the word incidentals pretty funny as well.
We're on the market to pick up some incidentals.
It means minor things or odds and ends. Then on to the next montage, a simple going from point A to point B montage. Again, this could be simplistic and boring, but they make sure to add a couple touches to make it more entertaining. First, they have him riding a fairly ridiculous-looking recumbent tricycle. Nothing wrong with this bike, but it does look a bit silly, especially as he rides it with a big dopey grin on his face. Second, they include a shot where we only see the flag as it zooms by some hedges as we hear the bell ring. Do we think he actually rang the bell as he rode by in that shot? No, that was also added in post. Then we end the montage, which is the shortest by far at only 5 shots, with him pulling up to the store, an excellent cartoon-sounding screech added in post, and ending with one of their many awesome transitions, a natural wipe. Notice how they use the van to pull the frame across to the next shot. This is a technique that really looks nice, and is fairly easily done if planned and edited correctly. Then we begin the shopping montage. The sound here again is awesome. First we start with a ding-dong of this store door sounding, and the music switches to an amusing song about my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, but they've put it through filters which makes the actual fidelity horrible, but creates the illusion that the song is being played through the store's speakers, which it obviously is not. Fidelity means faithful to something, but can also mean the degree to which an electronic device such as a record player, radio, or television accurately reproduces its effects such as a sound or picture. Next are the incidentals that he picks up. Did you notice them in the first viewing? Motor oil, baby food, plastic dinosaurs, and strawberry quick. Quite a strange list, and again revealing the character as very odd. Also, notice more great sound design as he picks up each object and then twirls a strawberry quick in the air. This is a great time to talk about continuity editing and why you usually don't have to worry about it when creating a montage. We should all know what continuity is and why it is important to maintain when shooting and editing straightforward scenes. Here's an example of continuity editing from one of my tutorials. All of the shots flow naturally from one to the next. Most of my students have seen the bad continuity editing in the Simpsons clip where Homer plays a superhero in a movie. If we have unintentional jump cuts or breaks in the continuity, it ruins the audience's suspended disbelief and takes them out of the moment. As Lenny says in the Simpsons video,
half the shot she's fat, half the shot she's thin. It's taking me out of the moment, like when you're kissing a girl and she burps.
Who is in charge of continuity on this picture?
but this montage is a great example of non-continuity editing in a montage. Remember, a montage is a condensation of time, and jump cuts are usually not only accepted but necessary. From entering the store to walking away from the counter having paid, it's less than 10 seconds. Imagine if they shot this scene using continuity editing, showing every step and action in real time. It would be a very boring scene that would probably be longer than this entire video. So using quick jump cuts, they're able to make it short, snappy, and amusing. Next, the music changes, we go into slow motion, and his face tells us before we see it, he's falling in love. This sequence uses syncing with the music again, as they use an awesome transition to get us to the next montage. A match cut or a match dissolve is a transition where the framing and composition of the shot is similar to the shot that precedes and or follows it. In this example, the music builds and the crescendo is synced to the cut of the protagonist surging out the door with his arms raised, and we cut with a white flash to him in the same position, running on the beach. This montage is a great example of letting your audience do the work. Just as most people could figure out before we even saw the girl that he has fallen in love, most people can figure out that this montage is happening entirely in his head. One clever way they make that even clearer is that she's always wearing the same outfit, the only one he's seen her in. And they incorporate yet another amazing natural transition from the whack-a-mole game, when they use a POV shot from the point of view of the mole, as he looks directly at the camera, or mole, and whacks him. They use this black to then transition to the next shot. This is an easy yet great looking transition that we could incorporate into our productions easily. I'm not going to go step by step through the rest of the video, but I do want to mention a few other things, such as the music and transitions in the heartbreak scene.
Boyfriend?
The spacey music and the long, slow dissolves really help to capture the protagonist's emotional state. Also, another very small touch as he looks through the drawers. What is in the drawer where he's getting the glue? A banana and Ernie and Bert Pez dispensers. Coincidence? No. They did that very much on purpose. The foreshadowing as he twice almost is hit by a car. The Queen of Hearts as the line,
You want to win the hearts? You're going to have the smarts.
is said. The fact that the girl has no line of dialogue until the very end when she says,
Nothing.
Another aspect of this scene is the abundance of reaction shots, which we should all know at this point is a shot of a character reacting with no line of dialogue. Reaction shots help convey emotion and meaning in a more subtle way than with dialogue. It's a way to show your audience something instead of telling them. This reaction shot on screen, for example, tells us that this character agrees there is no more for the protagonist to do, and he is ready to go get the girl. My students tend not to use reaction shots unless they are compelled to do so by a requirement, or sometimes to fix a break in continuity. Which, by the way, is another reason to make sure you get reaction shots in case you need them to fix a continuity error. Let's watch and count the number of reaction shots in this short scene and focus on the emotions and meaning they supply.
Well, well. Now, you know what you could use?
Nothing.
Well, it's been a long day. But you guys are the best family a guy could have. Thank you both. And this is it. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find her and I'm gonna say, Christy, Heather, Elizabeth, Rachel, Megan, Danielle, Pennyfeather, you can have this heart and this body and this mind and, you know, all these great clothes and stuff. And now there's nothing left for me to do but go get the girl.
Well, go get him, Chico. Get out of here.
And finally, I wanted to point out the difference between continuity editing and non-continuity editing in the Getting Smart montage. In this sequence, this is continuity editing. As we cut from one shot to the reverse shot, he gets it correct, he's excited. This is continuity editing within a montage. One final note, I would like to introduce everyone to Samuel Taylor Coleridge, a poet and philosopher who lived from 1772 to 1834. Why? Well, he was the man who coined the term suspension of disbelief, which refers to an audience's willingness to suspend one's critical faculties and believe something surreal, their sacrifice of realism and logic for the sake of enjoyment. Now, this is a piece of knowledge usually reserved for college courses, and you should use it to impress your friends and family. Ask your parents if they know about suspension of disbelief and who coined the term. Odds are they won't, and you can show off your newfound facts. We all suspend our disbelief when enjoying any work of fiction. Whether we're reading a Harry Potter book or watching the movie, we don't sit back and think, "This is stupid. There's no such thing as magic. You can't really ride on brooms." No, we suspend our disbelief in order to fully enjoy the experience. Breaks in continuity ruins the suspension of disbelief. Imagine if we saw the boom microphone dipping down into Harry Potter's shot, or if we noticed him steal a glance at the camera when he wasn't supposed to. It would take us out of the moment. Or as Lenny said,
Like when you're kissing a girl and she burps.
so armed with this knowledge of how to produce creative and entertaining montages, it's your turn to do it. Have fun.
Well, it's been a long day.